Me did the young antechua, and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a bush for Ghana. No, me used to tap send, tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Easy, convenient, fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover ye map him. Tap send. NTN. Also download the Taptap Send app. No, ever mobile phone so free. Na first ka come we bush for Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the OT Media TV and Health Talk Show. As you know, my name is Akos, commonly known as Dr. Akos, your resident doctor on this show. Today, I'm supposed to be hosting you with my co-host Abena, who should be with us in a minute. So please do spare some time. She will be coming in a minute. I just wanted to do some housekeeping to start off with. Thank you all for being here on time. As I always say, our faithful watchers who are always here on the dot at 8 o'clock for the talk show. So thank you so much for being here on time. Today we've got a wonderful guest come in, and I'll introduce her in a second. I just want to say hi to some of you because it's been a while since I've seen you. So yeah, hello Nancy, hello Letty, hello Comfort, so many of you. But yeah, it's lovely to be back again. I've had a few busy weeks, so I've just not been able to be with you guys for a moment. So yeah, I also want to say thank you to OT Media and Taptap Send for sponsoring this show. Without you guys, this wouldn't happen on every Wednesday, 8 p.m. So thank you so much. And thank you to faithful watchers for always being here on time. So my co-host has joined me as I rattle on. Abena is here. So hello, Abena, you're on mute.
Yeah. Hello, good evening, everybody. Sorry for being late. I'm feeling slightly unwell today, and I had small connection problems trying to come in, but here I am.
Yeah. So that's we've given her honorary doctor. So that's Dr. Abena. Because she's our she's not our medical doctor, but she's our honorary doctor that we've given her. But yeah, welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Right. I know we had Dr. Kujo on the flyer, but it's me. You get stuck with me, so gotta take it like that.
I think the faithful watchers are aware of the arrangements now. It's either you or Dr. Kujo. On a very rare occasion, the two of you might just meet. Your paths might cross.
Right. Abena, so tell us, who have we got today and what is she coming to tell us about?
Yep. So today we have got.
So this guy, why is he now telling me this?
Yes, sorry about that. So today we have got Nanama Dramina. I said that right, correct?
Yeah.
And she's going to tell us about understanding and managing hypertension through food. So yeah.
So yeah, I'm really interested to hear this one because, as you know, I have one thing about blood pressures, and I'm not going to talk about it because I'm sure she'll touch on it. But yeah, without further ado, Nanama Dramina, are you there?
Hi, everyone.
Hi. So yeah, I think you wanted to share your screen as well. So you're more than welcome to. I think you're able to let us know if you've got any problems. But yeah, so if you'd like to introduce yourself, we've got your name, but if you tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and what you're coming to talk to us about today.
Okay. So my name is Nanama Dramina. I'm a registered dietitian. I'm passionate about making nutrition very simple and practical to everyone. So I'm going to do just that today. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we look forward to it. The floor is yours.
All right.
We can see the screen, but we can't hear you if you're talking. Hello, Nanama, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, we can see the screen, but we can't hear you.
Yes.
But I
Can you hear
just-
me now?
Yeah, that's it. I can hear you now.
Okay. So, yeah. Hi, everyone. Again, I'm Nanama. I'm a registered dietitian in Ghana. And as I said, I'm passionate about helping people not just survive, but thrive through better food choices. I have helped over 300 plus people to make better food choices, and it's paying off. Yeah. So today we are going to delve into a condition that many people are battling silently, hypertension. And guess what? It's not just about medication, but food plays a role, a major role. My boss told me to speak. My host told me to speak some Chi in English, so I'm going to try my best. Me Chi enye good, sir, but I'm going to try my best too.
Don't worry, because even us as hosts, they always tell us to speak Chi, but I honestly don't remember the last time I spoke Chi on this show. So
Okay, so I'm going to try my best to speak Chi. So basically, I realized that people usually treat hypertension with medication. It's always the medication. They're always focusing on the medication, but we also need to look at the role food plays in treating hypertension. All right. Okay, so let's pause for a real moment of honesty. How many of us have said or thought of things like this? I didn't think it was pressure. I just thought I was tired. I just needed rest. Maybe I overworked myself. I didn't want to worry anyone. You know, these are kinds of statements that we tell ourselves, and sometimes we tell others when our bodies are giving us warning signs. We brush off fatigue, we justify headaches or shortness of breath. We think, oh, I'll just sleep it off. Meda, sorry, me who be like me who better me okay. Headache nebeko. But what if it's more than that? What if more than headache? And your headache no kwane how, but it be an hypertension. Okay, so I'm sure we've seen this meme on social media, this meerkat meme, and that is how hypertension will creep up on you. To be standing somewhere laughing at you like this meme, you know, it's quiet, it's creeping, it's dangerous, and most of us underestimate how it can sneak up on us. So this little guy in the picture is representing hypertension, acting like everything is fine, just like the symptoms of hypertension. But the truth is, by the time most of us take action, high blood pressure would have already been damaging our hearts, our arteries, and our brains. So this is why early detection and consistent management are crucial. So you need to think of hypertension like a friend who doesn't knock. The friend who just barges in. He doesn't even ring the bell. He just walks into your house uninvited.
Sorry to cut you in a little bit. There's a person who cannot hear anything. Can I please suggest that you come out and come back in?
no, can they still not hear it? I think they put that message in there when it started. Or I think it's sorted now.
Is it?
Okay.
Yeah, no. So before we're not able to hear her, but she's fine now.
Okay, that's fine.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So as I was saying, the problem is by the time most of us take action, high blood pressure has already, started damaging our hearts, our arteries, and our brains. So this is why early detection and consistent management are crucial. So you need to think of hypertension like your friend, the type of friend that just barges into your home. He doesn't ring the bell. He doesn't knock, he comes. That's how hypertension is. Unless you're actively checking your window, you won't realize the person is there. So let's shift the mindset. Tiredness, stress, burnout, they should be red flags, not excuses. You don't have to take them for granted. Instead of dismissing the signs, let's start asking better questions. Could this be something more? And when was the last time I checked my blood pressure? I think we should answer this question in the chat box. When was the last time you checked the blood pressure? Yeah, and this isn't about scaring anyone, but it's about empowering all of us to stop normalizing symptoms that might actually be serious. Because when it comes to hypertension, what you don't know can hurt you. All right. So moving to what hypertension actually is. So now that we've talked about how hypertension can sneak up on us, let's take a moment to understand what it actually is. So please, can anyone share what hypertension is? You can unmute and share with us what you think hypertension is.
Audiences can be a bit shy.
Okay. Okay, Dr. Akos.
They might put it in the chat, so we can look out for it in the chat as well.
Question where dear Dr. Akos, dear.
Yes, Dr. Akos is answering this question for me. Dr. Akos, what do you think hypertension is? Like
unavailable for the foreseeable future. It's high blood pressure.
Yes, but like, can you give more, explanation to it?
I don't know what kind of more explanation you want. I'm not sure.
Okay, no problem. So I'm just going to talk about that. Hypertension simply means high blood pressure, as she said. So she's not wrong. I just wanted her to talk a lot more. It happens when the force of your blood pushing against the walls of your artery is consistently too strong. So imagine the artery like a garden hose. Okay, the garden hose. Sa adena the water flowers. A tube, the water flower, that type of thing. Artery, intina body name. This studio is not working. The intina body.
Sorry, I'm actually laughing a couple.
Water hose, it's a water hose. Inti sa intino pressure no edos moma. When we say it started to take a bit me a cracky crass and intino tear. So the same thing can happen inside our body. So when we talk about blood pressure numbers, that's what we mean, okay? So there's a normal reading, which is anything less than 120/80. It is a pressure monitor. Now checking out who say pressure near 120/80. It means that it's normal, or below. It means that it's normal. But so checking out equal to or above 140/90. It means that you have hypertension. Okay. So you need to check that as well. Now that we talk about how hypertension can sneak up on us, let's take a moment to understand what it actually is. Okay, so I've already mentioned that already. Okay. So did you know that 1 in 3 adults worldwide has hypertension? Did you guys know this? Patromunim say, so share we ask 1 in 3 nipa bako out of nipa miensa ewo hypertension. So that means that if you are sitting in a room with 2 other people, chances that one of you has high blood pressure is high. Okay. Probably the person doesn't even know that he or she has high blood pressure. And research shows that nearly 46%, okay, or almost half of adults with hypertension are completely unaware they have it. Hypertension. High blood pressure is often called the silent killer for a reason, because you can be living for years, you'll be enjoying your life, you'll be drinking your club, but you don't know you have high blood pressure. Yeah, and even more concerning, only 1 in 5 people who know they have hypertension actually have it under control. That means that majority are still walking around with blood pressure levels that are too high, putting them at risk every single day. So why should we care about these numbers? Why am I boring you with these plenty numbers? It's because hypertension is not just about numbers. It's actually about life and death. We need to see how serious it is. It's responsible for like 10.8 million deaths every year. So you can tell it's that serious. And to put that in perspective, 1 in every 5 deaths globally is linked to high blood pressure. And that's huge. That's very huge. Okay. So, but the good news is it's preventable and it's manageable. And that's what today's session is about. Today's session is not to cure you, but to give you hope that we can manage blood pressure with food. Did you know that high blood pressure also shrinks your brain? Like, it can literally shrink your brain. Yes, you heard that right. It's not just about your heart or your kidneys, but your brain is also at risk. So studies show that uncontrolled hypertension speeds up brain aging and memory loss. Until go fire research, no me who say, oh, hypertension now won't show who so yeah. Watching brain no I don't know if what I'm saying is correct, but I think I need an interpreter. So it means that even if you're in your 30s, high blood pressure can start aging your brain like someone who is much older. And it doesn't stop there. It can lead to memory loss. So high blood pressure, which may lose memory. Nyamebe ha unkai, untimi concentrate. A bit may increase your risk for dementia later in life. Okay. So when we are talking about managing pressure, and yes, we are protecting you from strokes or heart attacks, but you're protecting your brain, so ability to think, ability to remember every day. Okay. So, therefore, you about how why hypertension has become so common, especially in hypertension. As will be our hypertension. Recently, me call program B. Na phone no more room ho. I was part of them, but I was the youngest. There were adults there, and almost all of them had a anti-hypertensive medication in their bag. Almost all of them. It's crazy. And the first big culprit is stress, whether it's from work, school, finances, or just the general pressure of surviving these days. Just the general pressure of surviving these days. Chronic stress increases certain hormones like cortisol. It's so you're stressed that increasing hormone be about the most friend cortisol. And cortisol no amount of pressure echoes through. Okay, it's as much as possible. No, you try say very relaxing. Even in the midst of stress, try to calm down. Take some days to rest. If you are tired, take a break. You don't need to stress yourself because especially when you're Oyari and no yari BBC will also say very replaceable. Do before beba in seconds. So you need to make sure you are taking care of yourself. Next, we have processed foods. These are everywhere, especially overseas. Those of you overseas, the processed foods are quite common. The instant noodles, canned foods, frozen meats, sausages, and snacks, flavored snacks, yes. And most of these are loaded with hidden sodium because the sauce no e preserve. Processed foods no and the preserving pack it with bebre. And the thing is, when you do bro how can say oh me fan chiningum and so odi processed foods. At the end of the day, now we cost 90 because even if you don't add salt to your food, you could still be eating too much sodium from these processed foods. Okay, and that brings me to the third point, salt overload. Many people think that only the salt they add to food matters, as I said earlier, but the salt we consume is already in the food before it even hits the pot. And to say, bouillon cubes, packaged soups, pastries, some of them contain serious amounts of sodium. And then there's lack of exercise. Most of us have become sedentary. To say, Obia Yejima office, Obia Tiho, even the market women too. Ubetina hosa to toast a tray, Titianopa, a copy, sorry. Most of us have become sedentary and long hours in traffic too. To say Yejima or far away or even close, because sometimes the traffic is too much. You'll be sitting in traffic for hours, and all this is reducing our physical activity. Also, we like to choose convenience over movement. So say Uber, Bolt, a lot of things are convenient. And our hearts are not getting the right workouts they need. Okay, and then finally, genetics. If you have a family history of hypertension, your risk is already higher. And to say, papa, no mommy, no hypertension, a bit might increase your risk of getting hypertension. But lifestyle still plays a huge role in whether it shows up or not. Or whether it gets out of control or not. So it's not just about the salts, okay? It's your entire environment, your habits, and your choices. Supermarkets are the type of snacks you buy. It's all part of it. Okay. And see, as we are talking about things that are triggering hypertension, no, let's talk about foods that raise blood pressure. Okay, we are going to break it down to 3 major culprits. The first one is excess salt or sodium. And salt is everywhere. We know salt is everywhere. Sometimes even in places you wouldn't expect. Sodium causes your body to retain water. Okay, which increases the volume of blood in your vessels, and then that makes your blood pressure shoot up. Okay, and then we have common sources which we often overlook. Sources of salt, like seasoned meats, Maggi and adobo, canned meats, instant noodles, salted fish. Yes, our beloved Kobe is a source of salt. Fast foods and street foods, especially those fried or with a lot of sauces. You know, you don't have to cut out salt completely, but you need to reduce how much you are adding and look out for hidden sodium in processed items. All right. And then the second culprit is saturated and trans fats. These are the bad fats in quotes. They clog the arteries, and then they increase your cholesterol, which drive your blood pressure up over time. And see, Mamika Ochimo, saturated fats, no, and now your friend fat and what the saturated fat does is a blockade will artery no a blockade no na increase cholesterol. Then na pressure na through over time. Okay. So you find them in fatty cuts of meats like pork and goat with visible fat, butter, margarine, and fried foods, especially things like fried chicken, donuts, meat pies, nina, it was saturated fat. And also how we prepare our food matters. Instead of deep frying, sometimes try grilling, right? And the biana betchi fish, no betchi chicken, no. Sometimes grill the kakra, boil the kakra. Like try other methods, the healthier methods that use less oil, okay, where possible. And then sugary foods and drinks. This one, it surprises a lot of people because for drink hypertension, I'm on drink sugar. They think say alcohol. No, it's not just that. Sugary foods are also a culprit because excess sugar contributes to weight gain. Udi sugar be brown, and then it also leads to insulin resistance and inflammation, all of which affects blood pressure too. And see, mammy and papa sugar, so it's me increasing risk of hypertension. Okay, what should we watch out for? Sodas and soft drinks, pastries like cake, donuts, biscuits, energy drinks. Energy drinks don't only contain caffeine, they contain sugar as well. So yeah, and the key is to treat, these as occasional treats, not everyday items. Some people will buy meat pie every day, every morning. Before they go to work, they'll buy pie or cake or something. No, it shouldn't be so. It should be a once in a while thing, occasional treats. And then you don't need to always take drinks when you're thirsty. When you're thirsty, take water. I know some lady who doesn't take drinks. When she's thirsty, it's juice she's taking throughout. And it's not ideal. It's not the best. Try water and then natural fruit blends with no other sugar. Okay. Okay, so we've talked about the bad parts. Okay, while some foods can worsen hypertension, others can actually help lower your blood pressure and support your heart health. So first, we have potassium in this image. Potassium-rich foods are key. Potassium helps to balance out the negative effects of sodium. So earlier I mentioned sodium, how extra sodium causes your body to retain fluid and that increases your pressure. Yes, so potassium, it's like sodium opponent. Only sodium no it's a sodium no sodium no effects our body. So yeah, it's a good thing. Good sources are bananas, contumely, which is similar to spinach. So if you're outside and you don't really want the contumely, you can do spinach. Avocados, beans, and plantains. Okay. And these foods help the kidneys to flush out excess sodium, which lowers blood pressure. And then we also have fiber-rich foods like whole grains. It's brown rice, oats, millets, beans. Nina are very good. So person controlling blood pressure. It's so be say more than the other type, the refined foods. Okay. It's also boil with digestion, healthy digestion, and it reduces cholesterol levels and maintains a healthy weight. All right, and then we have healthy fats. So as I mentioned earlier, we have saturated fats, trans fats. We also have healthy fats. And those ones are found in granules, avocado, olive oil, flax seeds. And they help to improve heart health by reducing the inflammation and improving cholesterol levels. Okay, so please, from today, let us see more of this in your meals. We need to reduce the refined foods. We need to reduce the sodium, the processed foods. You should be seeing more of these things in your food. Okay. So this slide is basically about simple things we can do to manage our blood pressure through food. And one of the most effective approaches is the DASH diet. Okay, that is a dietary approach to stopping hypertension. And it encourages eating more whole grains and plenty of fruits and vegetables, at least 5 servings a day. It also encourages cutting back on sodium. Okay, so the main goal, okay, in DASH diet is to keep salt intake under 1 tablespoon a day. I know it's sounding weird to you, but that is the best. Okay, especially if you have hypertension, you need to keep your salt intake to less than 1 tablespoon a day, because the least sodium can spike up your blood pressure. And another really helpful tool is plate planning. Plate planning is an easy way to visualize what your balanced meal should look like. So as you can see in this image, half of your plates should be filled with vegetables. Okay, you can see the vegetables there, the green parts. It's a osha plates way half of it's vegetables. Okay, baby are green vegetables. 1/4 should be lean protein, like fish, beans, or skinless chicken. It is a place no yellow part no 1/4 should be lean protein. Lean protein can fish, beans, chicken ayeyi, skin nefi hu. And the last 1/4 no, it should be grains or healthy starches, like yam or brown rice. Baby are red no. The method way boy Emma eating more easy. It made the day easy because you know that okay, if I place I have a say vegetables, 1/4 say healthy lean protein, and a 1/4 so I say starches or whole grains. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about something super doable: food swaps. Sometimes when people go to dietitians, they don't like going to dietitians because they feel like, hey, she's come to take all the food I love away from me. Oh, mommy, me fufu me goat meat soup. No, it's not that. Managing hypertension doesn't mean you're giving up all the food you love. It's more about making smarter choices. Okay, so first up, you need to swap fried fish for grilled or baked or smoked fish. Okay, fried fish is nice. Fried things are nice. Oh, fried actually is nice, but all that oil is not helping your heart. Okay, you still get the flavor and protein when you grill it and you smoke it. Yeah, and then next we have white bread. It's stripped of fiber. White bread is refined bread, like it's stripped of fiber, nothing is that. It just spikes up your blood sugar. A better option is whole wheat bread. It keeps you full longer and helps to regulate blood pressure. I don't know if you realize, but when you're eating wheat bread, you don't eat too much. Udi kakrabi anwa me. But you can relate. Yeah, mammy and papa no. So udi wheat bread, nyam friend brown bread. Who say I won't maintain get full early, because that's what it does. And then we have artificial spices, seasoning cubes, full of sodium. Try using natural spices, garlic, and all these things, ginger, turmeric. Yeah. And these natural spices, they are not just flavorful, they also have anti-inflammatory properties. So you're killing like 10 birds with with one stone. They do a lot for you. So let's try more of that. And then finally, sugary drinks. These are one of the most like hidden sources of sugar. Instead, hydrate with water. Hydrate with water. Go for more local natural options like Sobolo. Just as Sobolo, no, you have to watch the sugar. Don't take the one that they've packed them with too much sugar. And coconut water. Coconut water is also very good for lowering pressure. Okay, so we've looked at what to eat, what to avoid, but let's not forget that when you eat also plays a big role in managing your blood pressure. See, yashwe niese odi, niese se odi, any niese odi, but we don't have to forget. Say if time I say so. So you need to avoid eating heavy late night meals. I say aduane a emu yɛ drudi enumere. I know a lot of us are guilty of eating heavy dinners at 8, 9, and even 10 p.m. Please, if you are guilty, raise your hand. Don't worry, we are not judging you. Okay, but here's the thing: eating heavy, especially late at night, puts pressure on your body while it's supposed to be resting. Okay, it puts pressure on the body. The same way you want to sleep, your body also wants to sleep. Body now break. But when it's 10 p.m., you are not come to stress the body with food. It's not fair. Is it fair? It's not fair for the body at all. Okay. Your digestion slows down when you sleep, and that can lead to higher blood pressure overnight. It can lead to poor sleep quality, even weight gain over time. So instead of having fufu with soup or jollof with chicken at 9 p.m., aim for something light. You can have the fufu during the day, in the afternoon. Okay, aim for something light, like boiled plantain with consuming some small boiled plantain, consuming oats. You can have a salad or just a light soup in the evening, and it should be by 6:30 or 7. Later 7, you should have had your last meal. Okay, and you also need to spread your meals evenly to prevent BP spikes. Skipping your meals and then binging later is another silent trigger. When you go for long hours without eating, you go to bed, you didn't eat the whole day, your body goes into stress mode, and then it releases hormones that raise blood pressure. And then when you finally eat, your BP can spike again. That's where the BP is ready, is ripe to spike again. And that isn't the best, okay? You don't need to wait for too long to eat. So to manage this, you need to eat regular meals. Eat your breakfast, eat lunch, eat dinner. I don't know who said that missing breakfast is a flex. Like, I don't know why that propaganda is going around. For those of us who are young, I'm sure we've seen this thing on TikTok. Propaganda I'm not falling for. So one propaganda I'm not falling for is skipping breakfast over a long period. Like, it's been like 3 months, you've not had breakfast. It's different when maybe you're just doing a fast or something, but it's been like 4 months, you've not had breakfast. The whole year, you don't really take breakfast. No, that's not the best. You need to have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you need to add small healthy snacks in between if you get hungry. Try not to eat large portions at once. Even if the food is healthy, it doesn't mean you should eat large. I'm sure we've heard that statement, too much of everything is bad. Even if the food is healthy, you don't need to eat too much at once because it ends up shifting your meal timing backwards. Yeah. So don't just watch what is on your plate. Also pay attention to when and how often you are eating. It all adds up in helping you control your blood pressure. So beyond food, I've spoken about food. I'm sure most of you are bored even. But beyond food, let's talk about other important lifestyle habits. First, regular movement is key. Aim for at least 30 minutes of activity each day. Even dancing. Charlie, play music and dance and sweat. It's all an exercise. It's all exercises. This doesn't have to be a workout at the gym. Okay, the goal is to keep your body moving. And then secondly, don't underestimate the power of sleep. Getting 6 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night helps to regulate your hormones and it reduces stress as well. And then third, managing stress is crucial. chronic stress can elevate BP. So take time to decompress, take time to relax. But yeah, mommy and papa, no, yeah, relax. Why? Yeah, relax because the blood pressure, it doesn't care. It doesn't care what you're thinking about. It will still come. So if you're not relaxing, so please relax. Let's calm down. Try to do something nice. Yeah, kotsna baby kakra, kotsna beach kakra. Nama from my phone. It's not every day that you should be hustling. Like once in a while, you need to take some time off and relax, meditate, take breathing exercises, journal. Yeah, and then fourth, monitor your blood pressure regularly. Okay, please. If you don't have a home BP, I think you should get some. It's time to get some. It's time to get some. They are widely available and they can help you stay aware of your numbers, track your progress, okay, and catch any issue with your body. Most of the time, we will spend money on a lot of things, but when it comes to our health, we don't want to. But please, when your pay comes, take some out and then get a BP monitor. It's time. It's time to do that. And then you take your medications if prescribed. So those of us that high blood pressure, please make sure that you are sticking to your medications. Take it consistently. Don't feel like pressure let's skip it. No, please take it consistently. Lifestyle changes are very important, but with medications, they'll be needed. Medications will still be needed to keep your BP within a safe range. So here's my takeaway message. You can take control of your pressure. Small changes makes big results over time. Eat more real food, less packaged stuff. Watch your salt, hydrate, move your body. Your heart will thank you. Thank you so much. This brings us to the end of today's presentation. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I hope you are walking away with practical, realistic tips that you can start using to better manage or prevent hypertension. If you have any questions or want to continue the conversation, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn at Nanama Jamina or Instagram at Diet with D. And take care of your heart and take care of yourselves. Thank you once again. I'll be glad to answer your questions. Yes, and if
some technical difficulties there, gosh, it took me a while.
Thank you so much, Nanama, for such a lovely presentation. And no, we were not bored as you thought. We were rather well informed.
Actually, yeah, it was.
Yeah, we are rather well informed, and already there are questions coming in. I can tell you, for the past 2 shows we did, barely any questions. So this is a good start, which means that there's a lot that our audiences have picked up or are curious about. So as usual, as per we do, we'll go on a quick commercial break, and once we come back, there'll be a Q&A session. Today, we'll try and answer as many questions, and please bring your questions on board as we would like to. We'll finish a little bit earlier than usual as our doctors need to go and do what they do best. So please, after the break, we'll be back.
Break.
Unless there is
not that I'm aware of.
Unless there's a technical problem and we can just jump straight to the Q&A session, then that's fine.
Okay, let's go straight to the Q&A. It's fine.
Okay, that's fine. So we've got 2 hands up and 2 in the chat. How do we start? Should we start with the hands up first? The raised hands.
Let's do the one in the chat, then the raised hand, and we'll come back to the chat.
Okay. So the first question I see is intermittent fasting not advisable?
Nanama, we are starting the Q&A because I think we've had a technical issue with the break. So if you're still there...
Taptap Send! Oh, you're from Calabos, the only boss. With oneness, baby, I will be everywhere I day and everywhere I go. Taptap Send got me covered. If you need to send money or transfer money from Europe, from Canada, from USA, from UK, any part in Europe, you can send it through Taptap Send. And guess what? Oceania, they will receive it right here in Ghana and many countries across Africa. So what are you waiting for? Download Taptap Send now on Google Play Store or App Store. When you download, it's so easy to use. Tell your families, tell your loved ones to download Taptap Send. Okay? But also, when I receive my money, the other time I would have channel, like my view, you know, hey, you crazy.
Download Taptap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Taptap Send, it's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
After successfully redefining Accra's skyline with the delivery of the signature apartments, Cape May Properties presents an exclusive unveiling of the tallest residential building in Ghana, offering a first look of Sultan Sky. Sultan Sky, a magnificent representation of the seamless fusion of quality, groundbreaking innovation, and pioneering architectural brilliance. An extraordinary structure set to reshape the concept of upscale living, thanks to its inventive attributes and unparalleled commitment to precision. This master-planned residential development will focus on the building's location, security, privacy, the design's aesthetic brilliance, elevated features in each living space, cutting-edge smart home technology, and amenities beyond imagination, with fantastic residential features which include 24-hour concierge service, a state-of-the-art fitness center, a floating tennis court, a floating swimming pool, a spa, a sky pool, a sky lounge, a movie theater, co-working spaces, kids zone, distinctive lifts for staff and deliveries, private gardens, chef's kitchen, expansive terraces, entertainment rooms, restaurant, and 24-hour security. Sultan Sky, a new perspective in the sky.
Hello, and welcome back, everybody. So we've just had a presentation from Nanama about hypertension, and we are now at the Q&A session. So just to run through it again, this is where we take your questions, any questions based on the topic that has just been discussed or any health topic, because we do have a doctor here as well. So just in case the both of them can share in the form of Dr. Akos. But yes, we'll go straight in, as we do not want to delay and want to take as many questions as possible. So to start, I think this one goes for you.
Turning your video on as well, if you're able to. I know that not everybody is often able to, but if you can, please do. It helps with the engagement a little bit more. But yeah, I'm not good for the questions.
All right. So I think this question is, well, a lot of the questions here right now are directed at you, Nanama. So it will be, is intermittent fasting not advisable?
Okay, so with intermittent fasting, it depends on how you do it and why you're doing it and your condition, okay? It's not inherently bad, but it's not for everyone. And how you do it matters. That's what I'll say. It's not advisable for pregnant women, for people with diabetes, if you're someone who is prone to eating disorders. Because with intermittent fasting, you're not supposed to do it and later on eat junk. So you're fasting, then later on you're going to eat junk. No, it's not advisable. So if you are someone who is kind of doing that, then there's no point to it. So, but personally, it's not something it's not my first resort, let me say it that way. So that's the answer I can give you. I hope that answers your question.
Oh, great. I hope it does. If it doesn't, any follow-up questions, you can just type in the chat or raise your hands. Okay, so we'll be alternating between raised hands and those questions in the chat so that we cover a broad base of questions. So I would like to go to our first hands raised, which is Auntie Amma.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Nadama, for a very important subject. Mine is a contribution and a question at the end. Everything you said is just right. I always use myself as an example. I had high blood pressure after treatment because I wasn't sleeping very well. And after I was given 10 milligrams of amlodipine because it was really high. But I was determined to just bring it down and come off the medication. And one of the things which I've actually seen with our African communities, we neglect ourselves. I took it upon myself to just lower my blood pressure. So every morning I'll eat one banana. And it's not the hard banana, the one with the black spots on. And lo and behold, within 6 months, I was able to just bring my blood pressure down. From 10 milligrams, I went on a loading dose of 5 milligrams of amlodipine. And now I only take my amlodipine when maybe I have headache or maybe I didn't sleep well. But my blood pressure is it's normal now. So yes, you can reverse blood pressure. Again, it's not just the medication, there's a lot of things you can do. Lifestyle changes is the key. And then the food that we eat. I always say this, we need to cut down on carbohydrates because it really doesn't help us. And again, because I always talk in terms of UK, because of what we do. Life is not as easy as in Ghana. You can get all the goat meat and other things. The goat meat we have in UK is not proper because they are very difficult to just digest it. So there are a lot of things that are outside, we are struggling with. But I will say you can reverse diabetes. And again, I know someone asked a question. My other question was, you did say something about intermittent fasting. I used intermittent fasting to bring down my blood pressure. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that. I'm not sure if it was a question or if it was a statement, but thanks for the statement, Auntie Amma. As usual, we welcome your comments every day. So we've got about 10 minutes, so we want to see on
Thank
time,
you.
please.
I just want to say thank you so much, Auntie Amma, for the contribution. I'm very impressed. I'm proud of you. It's very admirable of you, and yeah, most of it. Everything you said was right. I agree with you. So please keep up with it.
Auntie Amma is our resident. She's also an honorary doctor, actually. So we'll just give that to her. Okay, our next question is from Aira. And it says, does abnormal systolic and normal diastolic, say 150 over 80? I don't know what does abnormal systolic and abnormal diastolic. What's the rest of the question there, Aira? And then
I think I get the question. So basically, she's trying to say, does abnormal systolic and normal diastolic fall under hypertension? Because earlier I was saying when both are high, but it is a form of hypertension. Yes, when your systolic is high and then the diastolic is low, it's a form of hypertension. That is called isolated systolic hypertension. So we have different types of hypertension. We have essential hypertension and so on, isolated systolic hypertension. So this is isolated systolic hypertension. And yeah, it's a form of hypertension. So
and then the following question from that, so she's asking, is olive oil an option for fried fish lovers like her? Or him, sorry.
Yeah, virgin olive oil is okay, but you need to check the quantity you are using. So if truly you have isolated systolic hypertension, then you need to make sure that you're using minimum amount of olive oil. And you don't need to use your oil too many times because it depletes the structure of the oil and it makes it dangerous, which further increases your pressure. So yeah, basically that is. But please try the other methods as well. Try the grilling and all that.
I mean, when you said it, I was going to say that I feel like it's not the same thing. Yes, even the fried fish and the grilled fish, they've got different tastes and different textures. But what I do advise is that when people come to see me, is that these days we've got technology which helps with things. So essentially, you can have air fried fish with just a spray of oil. So it's even less than the kind of oil that you use to fry your egg. But
Yes.
if you wanted it to taste like fried, even I do the air fry without any oil at all. But for some people, they like to spray a bit of oil on it just to give it a bit of that shimmer. So you can use an air fried fish, which actually takes a lot of the fat away. So you can still have your fried taste, but a very healthy version of that fried fish taste. So yeah, that's also another option.
I love it when we talk about air fry.
Please, sorry, Nanama, you did mention something about olive oil. Please, I think on this platform, we've said a lot about oils, especially when we're doing the shooter, this thing. The oils that we use, olive oil is good, but it's good for garnishing food. Overheating oil is not good for us. Thank you.
Yes, please. Thank you, Mom. I think I mentioned that with the olive oil, she shouldn't use it over long periods. She shouldn't be exposed to heat over long periods, and she shouldn't keep using it over and over again. So, that kind of falls under that. But thank you very much for your contribution.
Yep. Okay. So we asked so we're now going to ask somebody who's got their hands up. So I think the next person must have been, was it Auntie Liz? Yeah, I think we were for Auntie Liz.
Yes, it's Auntie Liz. She's the next in line.
Good evening, Abusianfo, and thank you, Amma. Two simple questions. Is wholemeal bread, 50-50 and half-half? Those of us in UK will know what I'm talking about. Is it as good as wholemeal bread? And my second question is, what if naturally you can't eat too many times, so you only eat maybe breakfast and dinner? What is that too? And how do you, what should you do about that? Normally you can't eat too many times. You eat breakfast and you're full, so you don't feel like eating lunch until dinner time.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. So I'll take the last one you asked first. It's okay. It's okay to do breakfast and dinner. It's fine. Especially if you're trying to manage your weight, if you're trying to control your blood sugar, or improve digestion, it's okay. But it's only not okay when you are skipping the lunch, but you are replacing the lunch with snacks, snacks that are not healthy. That is not advisable. So that's the answer to your question.
No, you don't feel hungry at all, so you don't snack.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. There's nothing really wrong with that. Especially, as I said, if you're trying to manage your weight, it's okay. As long as you are meeting your needs, your nutritional needs, it's okay. Yes. But if you're not meeting your nutritional needs too, soon you realize you are getting malnourished, and that's a whole other topic. So, yeah, thank you.
So in that case, what should you do?
So you need to, so you need to see a health professional. You need to see a dietitian so that you know your nutrient needs. Okay, that you need to take each day. Then they can fix your breakfast and your supper to fit those needs. Did you get me?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
And what about the half and the 50-50 compared to wholemeal?
I'm not really familiar with it. Is the half like maybe half wheat, half?
So yeah. Let me
Okay.
But yeah, I guess you can answer it.
Oh yeah, the wholemeal is better.
Yeah. So I mean, if you think about Auntie Liz, if you think about the whole point is that the wheat is not
it's not good for you. So even if it's mixed with the whole meal, you've still got half wheat, which is not good for you. So essentially, obviously, the full wheat will always be the preferable choice to the half. But if you really, really, really can't do the whole meal and you can do the half, then that will also be preferable to the whole wheat one. So it goes from whole meal is preferable to half to wheat. So pick your demon, basically.
Thank you. That was spot on. Thanks.
Okay, so the next question we'll get from the chat, which says, thank you, Edinam, for saying you really enjoyed it. Nanama, you're getting a lot of praise in the chat, so thank you so much for making the show vibrant. Emmanuel also says, thank you for the presentation. Then it says, does screen time influence hypertension? This is an interesting question and a new one. I've never seen this question in my practice, so I'll be interested to see how you answer this.
Okay, that's a good question. Thank you, Manuel. So, I don't think screen time influences hypertension if you are taking breaks. Yeah, if you are not behind the screen for long hours, I don't think it influences hypertension. But if you are sitting for long hours scrolling through your phone, watching TV, watching Netflix, yes, at the end of the day, you gain weight. People who spend long hours behind the screen usually gain weight, and that can lead to hypertension. So that's the best answer I can give. And also, if your screen is stressing you, so whatever screen you're looking at, if it's bringing you stress, it's bringing, it's making your heart beat, it's making you uncomfortable, that can also lead to hypertension. But on its own, if it's just a healthy amount of screen time, I don't think it causes hypertension.
Just to add to that, it doesn't, I agree with everything Anama said. It doesn't directly affect your blood pressure, but she says all the other aspects of it. So another one that we typically see is things like sleep. So we know that screen time affects the sleep a lot, and we know that sleep affects your blood pressure. So if you're getting lack of sleep because you're spending too much on the screen, or you're being stressed from the screen and things like that, so it doesn't directly affect it, but it adversely does affect it. So in a way, to answer it simply would be yes, it does affect it, but just not in a direct way. It's more like a complication to it, I guess.
Yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you guys. Just before we jump to the hands, I know we said we'll alternate, but there's one question in the Q&A that I want to cover, and then we can sort of focus on the hands raised. So we've got, what is journaling? I'm assuming it's food journaling, since we're talking about hypertension. Yeah. So what is journaling, please?
Hello?
Yes.
I didn't get the question right.
Oh, the question is, what is journaling?
Oh, journaling.
Yeah.
Journaling, basically writing your experiences. Writing your thoughts.
I think you mentioned it in relation to food. So I think I think in the UK we will say keep a food diary. I think was what maybe you were elicited to, but was that not what you're?
No, that wasn't what I was referring to. So I was referring to ways of releasing stress, and journaling is one of them.
Okay, fair enough.
Writing down your thoughts, some people release stress by writing.
Okay,
yeah.
Great stuff. So Emmanuel wants to add some context, I'm assuming, as in to speak.
No, I thought he maybe writing it because about the other question. So yeah,
right. That's what I wanted us to deal with.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay, yeah, go on.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. So the two things. The reason why I asked that question is two things. One, myself, because I spend a lot of time I literally spend my whole day behind the screens. And the other one is my mom. So recently I took I think she was having high blood pressure, which is something that we already know. So we have the machine and everything around. So she wears glasses, and then she's been having the high blood pressure. We're thinking it could be the glass, the spectacles that she's wearing. So I took her to the eye clinic, and sorry, I was a little bit distracted. So I took her to the eye clinic, and then we're thinking it was the glass that she was wearing, and then the doctor said it's her screen time that was causing it, which is why I brought it up. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yes, it makes sense. So thank you for sharing.
She's older, so she spends a lot of time, on Facebook, just to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So So the issue is not with the screen. The issue is with the time she's spending on it. She's spending too many hours, and I'm sure most of our mothers and fathers don't really know how to regulate their phone. So I'm sure the brightness was like high. Everything is high, and maybe the font was very small, so she keeps straining and all that. And also, probably it was taking her sleeping time. The time she's supposed to be resting, she was still scrolling. So it added, I'm sure that's what added up to.
Right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Please, can I add to what Nana said? Sometimes when you spend so much time on the screen, we need to think about the emotional aspect of it, because there are some news and some things that you watch which maybe will upset you, and that also can affect you. Thank you.
I totally agree. But yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, we'll go to Isaac Jeremiah. Hands up in the chat for the next question.
Oh, sorry. Good evening, Pamso.
Good evening. Hey, good evening, Isaac.
No, what would you share, dear Pacho? Sorry. That was a Mrs. Amidi Benis.
Oh, no problem. Okay, Benis, Akwaaba.
Yeah. Pacho, Ubi anemic here. And also, nay, to say. And then I was so, that's it. And then me and home. So like implication and BB. Pacho, me pay home advice, Catherine. Maybe the other catcher be say years ago, I'm say 8 years. Now me call me ban woman cast me name. And also yama me bibi adi. But me baba kwa di 16. Anyone also ye special need. But omo catcher say last that 3 months in ye kwa blood test. And the ban almost say and run on firm say omo who say or ye anemic. Nam design say then obey na so be anemic then also your catch him so be frame later. Iti and now we program am see maybe say bibi or na send also that's
okay. Thank you. Thank you for question. Ma, thank you very much for question. Anemia so much just swatia, much just wofema iti. Anemia, dear, when it comes to diets, I'm going to speak from my diets, background. A bad diet, a so dear, focus on iron-rich food. A iron, a womb. This is beans say iron womb, contumely iron womb. So what about so with me spinach and so iron womb. Basically, vegetables are green no, with me dear no, and red meat too. That's if the person is not depending on hypertension or cholesterol behana, or with me add the red meat to the journey. And now obits me the vitamin C and so home because vitamin C, a bois with absorption of iron. Iron now make a vitamin C helps with absorption. Inti maybe vitamin C from orange, lemon. See, could make a bit me squeezy lemon kakra. And now with me lemon after taking the contumely to help with the absorption of the iron. Into when we make a crab make a chill, on monsieur be brain so, and yeah, nipa no be fine. And yeah, on folic acid, and so that would also help. Folic acid supplements. Yeah, tea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your submission, and I thank you and for the answer. Doctor, do you have anything to add before I move on to the next?
I was a bit distracted. So what was the question? Sorry, not say anemia headache. So just quickly, what was the question?
Number of Miss Anemia said, "A be ye castle when ye be a then I was away, and now
Okay.
So then a dipper.
Yeah. Mama Sanana, she's exactly right. Anemia just means so moja will munoko down, and diet is a huge part of that. For women, a lot of females in their life will have anemia at some point. In Kenya, BBA to say. Arabia, Yusrana, Bibi, and said a lot of females, especially females who are within their childbearing ages, and that's just because we lose blood every month. So if you're not eating properly to replace that blood, then essentially you're losing blood, but you're actually not replacing that blood. That's why a lot of females have anemia, especially in the Black communities. She said on some try a diet and so like again, don't take African podium. Me I deal with them on contumely in maybe say by UK and our Western world. No fast food. If you're looking taking your burger and your milkshakes, and that's what you're having on a daily basis, the iron content of that is very low. So a lot of people within them have anemia, and also who are within their childbearing ages, we always advise them to take iron tablets. Now, having said that, no, I'm not putting it out here on YouTube, say, or buy iron tablets, because I think that'll be the wrong advice to give. Because if you have too much iron as well, you can iron overload. So go to your practitioner, either your nutritionist, your dietitian, or your GP, get a blood test, know where your blood levels are, and then make the right steps. So dietary is very important to replace it through diet, but you can also take supplements. And and that's pretty much anything I can add to what she said.
Dr. Kos, please, can I add this to it? I don't know where the lady is. So Ghana, I bet you.
UK.
Oh, UK. And in patrol, but to be a crochet, I bet you. Cantosi.
Auntie, hold on. We will not support that on the show, because I cannot vouch for what that content is. So
it's very good. I do take it, so that's the reason why I'm just saying. And it's just food.
I know what it is. I know what it is. I was just saying. So we say a lot of, and I always say this: we have so much good content in through our food and stuff in Africa, but a lot of the time, because they've not been tested, some of them it's difficult to, again, for me as a health professional, I can't promote that, because so I can't promote that on the show. But
Dr. Kos, can I give you one work to do? Please, can you do research into our food? Thank you.
Dr. Mustafa,
We'll try and get the doctors to do that. I think
your friend is Abedro.
Not just Abedro, our different foods and how healthy.
I think Auntie Amma was giving me a specific.
No, Abedro. Sorry for interrupting. Abedro is turkey berry. Yeah. I don't know if you know those round.
I know Abedro. I will recommend that. The exact iron content in it, like in terms of advising to take it as a replacement for iron, is what I'm trying to say. Because that's the difference. Okay. It's some research. So for you, Auntie, I'll go and do research and I'll come back and let you know.
Thank you, darling.
I think that research would be good, but I'm also getting an idea here, similar to what I think we did last time, end of year, where we got a bunch of doctors up on here. So you will be the second dietitian that's come on the show, and so I think we'll get doctors, maybe yourself, Dr. Kujo, and then the two dietitians, and then perhaps we can delve into our foods and talk about the medical sort of like should I say benefits, implications, or whatever the case might be, and just have that kind of conversation going on for our audience. I think would be great, because there's been a lot of like talk about how our foods, and we know that our foods are healthy, but to what extent, all those things.
Don't worry. I think that'll be a good chat. Yeah. So don't worry. I'll do it for you, Auntie Amma. Just for you. I'll do it.
Thank you for doing that. And if you Ghana, but my bro, BBY.
Yeah. So look forward to that. We'll arrange that in the background, and we'll let you guys know when that happens. And so now, so yes, we're taking that. This will be our last question. Sorry, guys. Unfortunately, we do have to cut it short because this will be our last question. And then in the end, I think there's a lady who missed it. If you can also talk her through intermittent fasting, this will be the last two segments, and then it'll be final words. Any other questions, you just have to backstage us later. So yeah, Isaac Yeri, if I've not said your name correctly, I do apologize, but could you please submit your submissions?
All right. Hello, everyone. It's Yeri. It's correct. So my question is to everyone. Right. It has to do with salt intake. So I've been seeing on social media, particularly on Instagram and WhatsApp, that there's this. It's like more like a conspiracy theory. The argument is that if we say salt is so bad, right, why is it that when, I mean, for hypertensive patients, why is it that when such patients are then admitted to the hospital, one of the things we put on them is saline? Isn't that also salt? So where I mean, could some explanation be given, I mean, to the general public about that? I mean, if you are saying salt is so bad, why is it that when patient is on admission or a hypertensive patient is on admission, most of the time they notice that they put saline on the patient? Thank you. That's my question.
Should I?
Wow, interesting.
I think Dr. Coase, you need to answer this question because I've been attacked so many times about this same question. So Dr. Coase, you need to answer this, please.
No problem. I was just going to give Danama if she had something to say, but actually this is more of a medical question than it is I appreciate that. So I'm happy to take this question if you don't have anything you'd like to say.
I do. So it's a very great question, but I think, the percentage of sodium chloride in saline it's not that high. I don't think it's that high to cause a disruption. Yes, it's a balanced water salt solution. So, probably it's even identical to the sodium in your body, the amount of sodium in your body. So that it doesn't create a disruption. That's what I'm assuming. So I don't think it should be a problem. But I think Dr. Coase will want to say something, so I'll give it a chance to.
So I have a loaded answer for this, and I could literally spend hours, but for the purposes of the time, and I need to go, so I will keep it short. There are two parts, or maybe three, to this. Like Nanama said quite rightly, the percentage of sodium in sodium chloride is very low. So you have the 0.9%, you have the 0.18%, you have 0.45. They're all less than 1%, essentially. So it's very low. The second thing is that when you go to hospital, again, I don't know the practice in Ghana, but certainly here in the UK, there are only two reasons why you get fluid. Now, if you've got high blood pressure, and the reason I'm thinking why you might get fluid resuscitation is because when you've got high blood pressure, that can sometimes affect the way in which your heart is working. So even though your heart is pumping blood, it might actually not be pumping enough around the body, which means that we need to give you fluid. So if you've got something like high blood pressure, you've got tachycardia, which is a fast heart rate, your heart is pumping fast and it's pumping high, but it's actually not pumping any adequate blood to your organs. So what we need to do is we need to give you fluid to increase the volume of your blood to get your heart to stop beating fast. Because what we want to do is we want to increase your cardiac output. We want to increase the amount of blood getting to your organs. So yes, as much as we're giving you the fluid, what we're actually doing is we're trying to slow your heart down and actually deliver more blood to your organs. So the whole point of the fluid resuscitation is not to deliver the salt to your body, but actually to deliver water to your body. But like Nanama was saying, because our composition in our body is made of, we've got a bit of electrolytes, we can't just give you plain water. It wouldn't work. We need to give you a bit of salt along with that water for it to match the fluid of your body. So that's the second reason. Now, the third reason I was going to say is a lot of the time here in the UK, if you present to hospital with blood pressure, we don't tend to give you fluid resuscitation unless you've got fast heart rate with it. So when you come to hospital in the UK, we'll literally treat your blood pressure without fluid. Now, I know in Ghana it might be different because I've been told that in Ghana, no matter what you take to the hospital, you're given fluid. So I don't know how true that is. I've never practiced in Ghana. So I guess people in Ghana can answer that question. But essentially, even if you're getting fluid from having just blood pressure going into hospital, that's not what you should be getting unless your heart rate is fast as well. I hope that answers your question. Like I say, it's such a loaded question. There are so many parts to this. But yeah, and somebody said, is this also due to dehydration? And that's exact. So the second point I talked about when I talked about having, Dr. Nieje, welcome. Yeah, so he's practiced in Ghana, so he might answer that question when it comes to Ghana. So I'll get you on in 2 seconds.
about somebody talking about dehydration, and that's the second point I mentioned about when you've got the high blood pressure and your heart is beating fast. So essentially, because your volume depleted, that can be due to dehydration as well. So we give you that water to try and build up the volume so that your heart rate will drop. Because essentially, whenever your heart rate increases, what your body is trying to tell you is, I need to pump more blood. But it's pumping more blood. If you haven't got more volume, all your heart is doing is pumping, but it's actually not pumping anything because you haven't got enough volume. So we need to increase that volume. We need to make you less dehydrated, and then we need to deliver the blood to the organs. So whistle stop answer to that. I'll get Dr. Nyeje on as well to add your Ghana knowledge, please. Welcome, Doc. Thanks for gracing us. You're on mute, so let me.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
there.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, what you said is absolutely right. I think sometimes Ghanaian practice we get a lot of check for stuff we don't even do. I don't think they put fluids on people with high BPs. That's not something they do.
I mean, think.
It's easy for you to get fluids when you visit a hospital in Ghana than just in the UK. And mostly boils down to just business. Even if you're not sick and if your BPs are not high, then they will put IV fluids because most people, ask for it anyway. There's this thing that Ghanaians have, if you don't give them fluids or injection, you didn't do anything for them, right? So it's like a thing. But even though the sodium level in the saline or normal saline is low, ideally, if the person is hypertensive, you tend not to put. I mean, the fluids besides the normal saline, we have other fluids. We have ringers, we have DNS, which have very little to no sodium in it. So
somebody even mentioned Hartmann's, which we use a lot.
Yes. So you might get fluids, but it doesn't mean you're getting normal saline. And also, there's the person might be in shock. And the body is reacting to, getting the BPs high. So based on the person's clinical history, the person is not hypertensive, but comes in with some kind of, high BPs as well. So all those points to that, but I just want to say, Ghana, they are practicing good medicine. They're not just putting normal saline on people with high BPs. We don't.
Oh, that is not what I tried to say.
No, that's not what you said. But I think the person who said it was kind of, the gentleman was asking, he thinks adding saline to someone with BP is not a good thing, and he feels that's something we do in Ghana, and and I just want to say, if someone is doing it, it's a bad practice. You should call them on it because it's it's your health, but it's not, and it shouldn't be the norm. It's not normal unless. The benefit of you getting saline outweighs, like you explained, if the person is having some form of arrhythmia and you need to give the IVs, So if the benefit outweighs...
You're using big words here, arrhythmia.
Sorry. Like what she said, like if the heart is beating a bit too fast and then you need to increase the blood volume, that's all different. But even if... when you have BP, they don't even let you take a little bit of salt. So getting saline is not the norm. You don't want to. You don't know what's going to happen, so you just don't want it. All right. We give fluids, but it's not saline all the time. All right.
We don't find out
Please, can I just find out? Can I just ask you that why is it that they give insulin when blood sugars are high?
I think I could say I'll take that.
That's the slide.
No. This is a practice in Ghana, not in UK.
Oh, so you're asking why they give insulin as a first line of treatment?
Yes, it's happened twice, so I need to find out why.
Okay, so
some blood sugars are high.
Yes, so
we do it here in the UK too.
Yeah, but the thing is, when it comes to medicine, especially with people, there's always a backstory, right? And you can't sit somewhere and make a decision or say that the doctor is wrong or not, because the information they were giving, they acted according to it. If someone comes with high sugars, especially if the urine, the person has ketones, you're looking at possibly DKA. You are not going towards any medication. You're going straight to insulin. So just having a high sugar doesn't really give the whole story. There might be more to it.
Can I just get, because I'm mindful of the time we gave Nanama as well. Time is fast. So thank you for the question, Auntie Amma, but I think we'll come back to that later. And sorry, Nanama, for keeping you for so long. I think we'll take the one last question for OT Media, just because it's OT Media. And then I will leave Abena to close, because I've actually got another meeting to go to as well. So, okay. Should I just answer the question? It says, can hypertension affect, well, actually, Nanama, we'll get you to answer this question. Can hypertension affect my kidneys?
Yes, please, it can.
Nice and short. I like her.
I was gonna say that's very nice and short. Any other anything else you'd like to say, Doctor, to expound on it, or no? Yes.
Not really. I think the question's pretty straightforward. We spoke about kidney disease before, and we've spoken about hypertension is actually the blood pressure in the body is actually controlled by your kidneys. A big part of it. There's a whole something called RAS, is renin angiotensin aldosterone system. So it's a RAS system, and that's Abuna, you won't remember this, but you taught me the system when you learned biology, even before I got to med school. So you actually taught me about the system.
Would you look at that? I am a doctor indeed. I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's why we call you Dr. But yeah, so this system actually helps control blood pressure a lot, and it's in the kidneys. But I mean, it's a loaded question, it's a loaded answer. Just like Nanama said, the simple answer to that is yes, hypertension can affect your kidneys. In the same way, kidney disease can actually also cause hypertension, because the two are linked. So, but we can explore that later on.
Excellent. Thank you. I know, Dr. Akush, you need to run off. We've got another meeting. And yes, mindful of
you, Isaac. Yeah.
Right. Mindful of also your friends the time we've given to Nanama. And thank you, Dr. Kobi, for your input as well.
Can I quickly say thank you so much, Nanama, for coming on the show and really enlightening us. We've really enjoyed your time here, and it's a shame I have to rush off, but I will get back to you backstage and perhaps have another arrangement for you to come on to talk about something like kidney disease or intermittent fasting, which is a big thing, or even just how to lose weight in a healthy way. So thank you so much, and really appreciate your time, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye. That's me. Bye, guys. Faithful watchers.
Thank you too.
Thank you, Dr. Akos. Thank you. There was a lady in the chat who was asking if you could just sort of give a little bit of information about intermittent fasting, if it's possible. If not, we can cover that in another topic, if that's okay, because time is fast spent.
Okay, so intermittent fasting is basically when you cycle between periods of eating and fasting. So it's a cycle. So probably you can say you're not eating within 16 hours, and then within the next 8 hours, you're going to eat. Within that time window, you're going to eat. Yeah, it depends. It's relative. It's not a fixed thing. Some people do 1 meal a day. That's a type of intermittent fasting. Some people do eating normally 5 days and then restricting calories in the following 2 days. So it just depends on what you want to do. Yeah, and it's not recommended for people who are diabetic, pregnant women, people who have low iron, very, very serious anemia. It's not. So yeah, that's what I'll say. If you want more information, please connect with me on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me.
Right. So Nanama has her linked in the slide, the presentation. So you can just connect with her. You can connect with there always our Instagram, where you can get access to Dr. Akos as well, OT Media friends and community as well, for all the updates. I think Dr. Akos said there will be a time where maybe we'll have Nanama come on and talk to intermittent fasting specifically, and we'll have other doctors come on as well and talk about our foods, the healthy eating, and all of that stuff. So we'll bring this to an end. Thanks to everybody for their contribution. Nanama, is there any sort of hello? Did I hear my name?
Yeah. Person bisa question back on edibua memada. Or a hypertension person or blood pressure and other medication. So but anopa breakfast be a man Whitabit too. Na me chapo any banana diafra if it's healthy.
Okay. Nanama Patrick, can you help with this question?
Okay. So thanks for the question. The Weetabix is processed, so I wouldn't really advise that. But instead of Weetabix, no bit be oats and now wheat. So when Ghana, I don't know if outside people have wheat, like actual wheat, but and no better saying Weetabix because it's packaged. There were preservatives at home. Apple, okay. Banana, so you're very good. As I said, banana has potassium in it. And even mommy no kasa earlier no say the banana for some time and it's helping. So banana near good. So you can be giving him banana like in between his meals. If you do and a breakfast in we are banana and a bit me in between. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And I'm a different
the banana no anopa.
Bit me the anopa so anytime. It's good
because me chicha apple no nkete no me chicha banana nso nkete nam de agu almond milk mu na me de inegu nti se Weetabix ni nya de and de mejai na
me pacho oats near much better until money oats more.
Yes. Thank you.
God bless you.
Amen.
Mida Sibibre for the question. Thank you, everyone. Like I said before, and Anama, do you have any sort of final closing words, encouragement? Anybody who's sort of starting a journey or who's been diagnosed with hypertension, just to sort of close off, and then we can just close off.
Okay. As I always say, I usually tell my clients and my patients say hypertension it's not a death warrant. When they tell you have hypertension, it's not the end of the world. You can manage it. We have a witness here. An example here. The lady who said that she had it and then now she's better. She's way better. It's possible. It's very doable. If you are someone who is overweight,
Have we lost you, Nanama? Oh, I think we have. Oh. Okay, I think we've lost her. Okay, well, if she does come back on, then that's fine. If not, thank you. We would like to thank you so much, Nama. I hope you can hear me. If she can't, we'll definitely speak to her backstage. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for staying through. We have definitely lost her. Thank you all for staying through. And as per usual, we are here every Wednesday with your health topics. You can definitely reach out to us for topics you would like to be discussed. If you have further questions, do reach out to us as well. We can signpost you to the right people as per usual, and follow OT Media community as well for updates on our health talk show or anything like that. Also, just would like to remind you that tomorrow, Thursday, same time, same Zoom link, a time with Taptap Send, and on Friday, 8 p.m. is same time as well as Ask the Lawyer Anything. And we'll see you all next week, Wednesday, and have a good evening. Thank you all. See you next week.
Me did the young touch and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a bush for Ghana. No, me used to Taptap Send. No fee mobile money transfer. Easy, convenient, fast, and sounds so free. Me discover my pimp Taptap Send. Also download the Taptap Send app. No, ever mobile phone so free. Let us come a bush for Ghana for Taptap Send. Papa no.